Right, students.
Soil moisture regimes.
Yes, soil moisture regime. Can you say at least one or two soil moisture regimes?
Acidic, xeric, eustic,
Stick,
eudic,
Idrik,
aquic.
quick, right? Is that
And
all?
soil temperature regimes are
Yeah.
pergelic,
Uh,
frigid,
yes.
mesic, thermic, hyperthermic.
Okay, right. Actually, good. These are the terminologies you may get in examinations. So even the soil moisture regimes also will show some impact on the soil origination. So they will show different diagnostic origins. Anyway, students, almost 15 minutes are delayed. Right now we will go to the our lecture. Today's lecture it is called the diagnostic origins of soils. We will see what are the different diagnostic origins are there. We'll see all those things in a particular soil. What happened? YouTube is not working. Okay. Share screen. Right. Is this visible? My screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Good. So diagnostic origins, right, students? I'm going to see in a presentation mode. Why there's no live streaming? Right, students. Welcome back. Anyway, today is we are going to see a different topic called diagnostic origins. It's the most important factor in complete soil taxonomy. We will see today in today's lecture. We will see taxonomy. In next class, we will see the final touch, that is order, soil orders, etc. But today we see about the diagnostic origins. Very first, students, you have to know what is pedon and polypedon. Does anybody have idea what is pedon and polypedon? Anybody
Pedon
have
is the
any?
smallest unit of classification, soil classification, sir.
Which one?
Pedon.
Pedon. Okay. What is polypedon?
I don't know, sir.
Combination of all pedons is called polypedon. In simple to understand.
Poly means many, no, sir.
Yeah, poly. I will show one image. Then you will get some clarity. See the next slide. Next. Yeah, this one. You see this image. Actually, as you said, the soil individual, it's a polypedon soil individual. In soil survey staff, actually in soils in 1960, soil survey staff had given one definition. What is the definition? Definition, please remember. Please remember the definition. The soil individual or polypedon, pedon or ground. This one, this complete one is polypedon or ground as a natural unit of the soil. That is the polypedon is a natural unit of soil that differs from its adjoining unit on the landscape in one or more properties. Well, so this is a landscape, this is a so this is one type of polypedon. Okay, this will be different from besides soil. So that is called the polypedon. So if you come to very specific, what is pedon? Pedon is the smallest volume that can be called a soil, just like this. You see, this is a complete polypedon. In this polypedon, you can see different combinations. That is called the pedon. This is called the pedon. See soil pedon, and you can in this pedon you can see solemn. Solemn means it's a master origin. So what are the master origins called solemn? And it's called completely soil origins. We have read in all this. We have deal all these things in our previous classes. So a pedon is a small volume that can be called as soil. The set of pedons must be fit within a range of one series. Yes, students, if you have any idea about soil classification, one in hierarchy, that seventh approximation hierarchy, least hierarchy is a series. In that series, it should be this pedon should be fit in that series and occurs in the continuous group to form a polypedon. See, combination of all these things, these come in one series and occur in a continuous way. If this is a continuously occur, see in this image, it's continuously occur, that is that it will form a polypedon. Just like your sweet box. If you take one sweet box, inside you have a different sweets. You can different kinds of different sweets. The complete sweet box you can compare with your polypedon. An individual sweet you can compare it as a pedon. Like this you can go. And polypedon, it's defined. What is the definition of polypedon? Continuous similar pedons. See here also similar pedons bounded all sides by a not a soil. This is not, it is not a soil means truly it is not a soil by pedons. Unlike characters, unlike characters means like characters may not be. See, for example, students, the soil condition of one particular area, suppose 1 kilometer, I dig one profile. That will give me a different kind of character. Again, I will go some 500 meters far away from that pedon. I can say different pattern. So that is unlike characters. We can say unlike characters. It is a real physical soil body which has a minimum area of more than 1 square kilometer and specific area. Naturally, you will see all these things, 1 square kilometer, what are the different kinds of survey, everything. So before, the characters will be unlike. In polypedon, you can see it's a combination of pedons. Polypedon is nothing but combination of pedons, and that characters will be unlike characters will be there, and that will spread with more than 1 square kilometer. That specific character will be spread pedon. So combination of all these pedons is called the polypedon. So are you clear now what is a pedon and polypedon? By
Yes, sir.
understanding these two definitions only, you can understand the coming slides. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Please follow this. Or for your understanding, please, if you draw this diagram in your running notes. Okay. Now we will see the next slide. Now we actually the real class starts in the next slides. Yes, diagnostic horizons. Diagnostic horizon. What is diagnostic? Diagnosis. Generally, in medical terminology, we will see diagnostic, diagnosis. You will see some different diagnosis, some X-ray diagnosis, some MRI, etc. Like this in soil science or in our science also, there is a diagnosis. A diagnostic horizon, one which is formed as a result of pedogenic process. Just that's why I have asked you before starting this class, I have asked you what is pedogenic. Why? Because it's the result of pedogenic process and having a distinct properties, very specific properties or features that can be described in terms of measurable soil properties, students. Actually, these diagnostic horizons are found by the result of pedogenic process. Remember one point. And this with the distinct properties, so that pedogenic process will give a distinct property, special properties, that particular diagnostic origin, and that properties can be measurable. That can be a measurable soil properties, right, students? And coming to the second, and what they are saying, the diagnostics are very largely used not only for identifying soils but also to classify the soils at various category level. Yes, students, if you go in coming classes, we will see what is the seventh approximation, what is the different classifications, orders, etc. In that, these diagnostic origins will place a major role, students. Best example, if you see alluvial, the alpi, you will see all those things. Some epipedons or endopedons will be observed in one kind of orders. Okay, you will see all those things. And coming to third point, what is there? A number of diagnostic origins have been identified based on their location in the soil profile. These origins, totally origins, we have two different types of origins. What are they? Origins which appear, which we can see on the surface, and origins which are appear in the subsurface. So what are the origins which are appear in surface are called as? Any idea? Any idea? Any idea? Origins which are appear on the surface are called as? I think all of you all are you from final year students. I think we have
Epipedon.
all these things.
Epipedon.
Pardon?
Epipedon.
Yes, surface is epipedon and subsurface?
Endopedon.
Yes, endopedon. So naturally, the pedons, the diagnostic organs which are appear on the surface are called the epipedon. Epidermis. Generally, we see in our medical sense, epidermis means our skin, upper skin. So a subsurface, that is endopedon. Endopedon means inside. So surface are called the endopedon. So surface is called epipedons, and in the underground surface, that is subsurface, it is called as the endopedons. Now we will see what are the different kinds of epipedons are there, what are different kinds of endopedons are there. We will see in a where individually we will see the structures. Epipedon. So epidermis meaning over, upon, or skin, or pedon means soil. So naturally is epipedons. Naturally, it's a Greek word, students. Generally, students, last class I missed it. L means Latin, GR means Greek, students. Remember those things. Okay. The epipedons are simply the uppermost soil origin. As I said, it includes the upper part of the soil darkened by the, yes, sometimes it includes the organic matter present on the soils, and it shows some evidence of elevation. Elevation is a soil forming process. So it shows the elevation, or sometimes combination of both. It may include a part of alluvial B origin. Sometimes this epipedons may include, sometimes may include the alluvial part also. They may include B part also if they darkened by the organic extend from the surface to into the soil. If the condition is, if the organic layer is completely more, or it extended to the beyond the B origin, means definitely the epipedons may extend up to the B origin level. And remember, students, it may not be, they are not the synonyms to, they are not equal to the A origin. Remember that you don't compare this as a origin. A origin is different, and these epipedons are completely different. Now we will see what are the different kinds of epipedons are there in our lecture. Right, students? Please note down. Yes. Okay. Remember, students. Now I'm going to I'm going to project one epipedon in this slide. So please note it down and remember. Okay. First of all, remember the terminology in soil science or in taxonomy. It will be easy to you for your understanding. Very first one, students, it is a holistic, right? Please note down. It is a holistic. Another one is histic, and third one is molic, and the fourth one is melanic, black melanic, and fifth one is orchic, and sixth one is plagian, and finally, not finally, it's a grossernic, and next is umbric, and finally it is anthropic. So these are the epipedons. Totally, how many are there? Total 9 epipedons are there. So totally 9 epipedons are there. What are those? Holistic, histic, molic, melanic, auric, plagian, grossernic, umbric, anthropic. So remember, these are the different kinds of epipedons. Now we will see in detail about one epipedons. Very first one, holistic. Naturally, this is completely, it actually is complete. I can say it is a complete dry. Holistic means it is never saturated in 30 days. So there will be no water saturation in 30 days. Normally, yes, it either consists of, sometimes it may consisting of organic soil materials contain 75% more volume of spongionium fibers. This is one type of microorganism. Some fibers will be there. And you remember this word, students, never saturated with water for more than 30 days. So there is no much saturation in this water. So bulk density, how much bulk density it will be there? The bulk density is less than 0.1. I have a bulk density less than 0.1 milligrams per meter cube, or 15 centimeters thick, or 50 centimeters or more thick. It's not the bulk density. Maybe it will be around this much, students. And or in AP horizon. AP horizon means, students, there's the plow horizon. The horizon which is plowed. Which is plowed, our regular agricultural activity will take place. That's up to 25 centimeters. AP horizon means plow horizon, students. So it is a complete. And has a how much organic carbonate will be totally? There will be 16% of organic matter, or the mineral fraction contains around 60% or more clay will be there. 60% of clay will be there, and or 8% of more, or 8%, 8% or more. Pardon?
Sir,
Yes.
one student is waiting to get into the class, sir.
I admitted.
Okay, sir.
No
Thank
one
you.
is waiting.
Okay, sir.
Please mute the mic, some students. Could be. I will have to mute you. Right. Okay, students. Most of the holistic epipedons comprise of organic soil mineral that remain saturated for less than 1 minute. So overall, students, you may not remember these two lines, but remember these, students. So this layer is never saturated with water for more than 30 days, and it combines of organic soil material and remains saturated less than 1 month. So this is called the holistic epipedon. Remember these typical characteristics. So at this very early stage, it is very difficult for you to remember this type of terminologies, but remember these keywords. Never saturated with water for more than 30 days and accumulated normally here. So naturally, it comprises of organic soil material that remains saturated for less than 1 month. So it will be less than 1 month. So very first, students, what is next one? We will see the next one. It is called the holistic. Another one is histic. Histic, it's opposite to that one, previous one. A thin organic horizon. If virgin means no disturbance, students. If there is any no disturbance, means if it is very thin, there will be thin organic layer, or horizon with high organic matter content depend upon the clay content and remain saturated with water for more than 30 days. Here it is a opposite to the previous holistic. There we can't see any saturation, but here we can see complete saturation for more than 30 days during some season of year, unless artificially drained. Unless if we artificially, if we cut short the water, means then only it will be drained out. So it is thinner, very thinner, 30 centimeters thick. If it is drained, means 30 centimeters thick will be thickness will be there. This stick origin. This image will be clearly, we can give students this much it will be there. This is a long scale. So this much, around 30 centimeters, 30 to 40. If it is not drained, means around it will be 45 centimeters it will be there. Note the difference between polycystic and histidine, especially in terms of saturation of water. Just there it is, here it is a 30 days saturation will be, water saturation will be there. There in polycystic, you can't expect any saturation. So like this, we can see this difference. So difference you can see in polycystic and histidine. So if it is drained, if the complete water was drained, means this epipedon will be around 30 centimeters thickness, and if it is not drained, means around 45 centimeters thickness will be there. This is regarding about the histidine epipedon. Now we will see the next one. Melanic, melanin, black. Generally, our hairs are black. Why? Because melanin. So simply here it is a melanic epipedon, a thick black horizon, or at a near, but within a 30 centimeters of the soil surface, having a andic soil properties. What is this andic soil properties? Are you will see, students. This is one of the endopedon. You will see this. What is andic soil properties? So it is very thick, a thick black color horizon. It will be very thick, but within the 30 centimeters of soil, you can see this type of horizon, melanic horizon. It contains how much? What is the chemical composition? 6% of the organic carbon will be there as a weight of average, and 4% for more organic carbon in all layers. Naturally, in weight is around 6%, or it will be in layers. If you see in each layer, we can in this different layers we can see around 4% or 6 to 4% you can say organic carbon. The deep color, why this deep black color is observed? Why? Because the accumulation of organic matter, result of the root residue supplied by the Gramineaceae vegetation. Gramineaceae means what are the different crops will comes under Gramineaceae. Gramineaceae result of color value in moist and chrome 2 or less than, and melanic index. This one, there is one index which will be 1.7 less than throughout. What are the different type of gramineaceous plants or crops?
Poaceae family members, na sir.
Yeah. Actually, this old, Poaceae. Nowadays we are using Poaceae. Previous it is Gramineaceae. Yeah. Our regular crop, daily we eat.
Paddy.
Yeah, daily we eat.
Paddy, wheat.
Most of it, yes.
Paddy, wheat,
Paddy, wheat, all those things.
Bajra.
Yes, almost all those. Why this black color observed means due to the accumulation of organic matter, supplements from these Gramineaceae vegetables or Poaceae vegetables. Gramineaceae is old. I think it is very old notation. Nowadays we are calling as Poaceae. Nowadays textbooks are giving it as a Poaceae, I think so. So this is regarding about the melanic. In melanic, what you have to remember, it is a black horizon. Remember, students, the black horizon, but it will be observed within 30 centimeters of the soil surface, having some andic soil properties. Okay, students, remember this one. This is a very yardstick for your remembrance. This is regarding the melanic epipedon. Next, molic. Generally, students, this type of horizon epipedon you can observe in mollusols. You can observe in that type of order. Anyhow, we will see about this molic epipedon, a thick, dark color, soft mineral horizon which has a more than 50% of base saturation and strong structure like this. See how much thickness it will be there. Very thickness it will be there. So regarding with what are the measurable soil properties, it contains 1% of more organic matter and mix it up to 17%. Or color value respond 3 in moist and 50 dry, and chroma will be less than 30 centimeters. So all these are some measurable soil properties. So soil structure can be massive and hard, very hard, or sometimes extremely very hard. So students, remember, so base saturation is over 50%, and epipedon is not naturally dry in all parts for more than 9 months in a year. It contains less than 1,500 citric acid percentage, less than 1,000 ml citric acid and soluble phosphorus per kg of soil. So regarding with this type of epipedon, in this molic epipedon, you have to remember only regarding the base saturation. The base saturation will be very high. More than 50% will be there, and it will be very dark color. Why? Because due to the presence, naturally it is due to the presence of some organic matter. So structure will be very hard, sometimes hard, very hard. Sometimes it goes up to the very extremely very hard, and it contains very less. It contains very less citric acid soluble phosphorus per kg of soil. Okay, so these are these are the measurable soil factors of molic epipedon. This is sometime what I'm showing. These are some typical images for the molic epipedon. You can see all those things.
Sir,
I hope yes.
Is it soft or hard, sir? In the first line, it is given soft mineral horizon, no, sir?
Where? It is sometimes it may be go. It is a soft mineral horizon, but sometimes structure, sometimes mineral horizon, sometimes it will be very, very soft. But if you take the soil structure characteristics, sometimes it will go to the very hard, very it will give like this. Something very massive hard, sometimes very hard, sometimes extremely very hard. Regarding the structural properties, overall construction, if you see, means that there will be some soft minerals, combination of minerals will be there.
Generally, if they ask what we should rate, soft or hard, sir?
They may ask what is the soft mineral horizon, which is with the percentage of base saturation. If they mention is base saturation, means you have to go for Molik APP.
Okay, sir.
It is completely practical oriented, students. If we go to the field level, you can see what is the structural condition. We will calculate in laboratory what is the condition of structure, what is the overall. I will see what are the overall mineral conditions. So by comparing all these things, we will decide which epipedon it is. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Just by understanding, just remember this one. In fact, after completing this lecture, I will show one slide. It's very short. That slide is enough for your all your understandings. We'll see next. What is that? Umbric. Umbric. Just see. Umbric is opposite to our previous Molik epipedon. A surface origin like Molik, but low. Base saturation will be very low. It is dominated by it is dominantly saturated with H plus ions, which has very wide range of CN ratio and is not naturally dry, but for more than 3 months in a year. It is not naturally so dry, that much not, we can't see complete dryness, but here we can see very less saturation will be there. There will be some domination of H plus ion. This is regarding the Umbric epipedon, quite similar to the Molik, but the only difference is it is less than 50% is base saturation. For Caratus, we can comparable with the Molik epipedon, but in this case, in base saturation, we can see very less. That is comes under the Umbric epipedon. This is regarding Umbric epipedon. You can see next one. Next one is anthropic epipedon. So students, by anthropology, naturally is a human involvement, right? It is a human involvement. Surface origin like Molik, general like Molik, but formed under the continuous system of farming that involves a large addition of organic matter. Generally, this is completely human interference. Completely, this epipedon are formed due to the continuous system of farming, or by completely continuous addition of organic matter. We can see the formation of this type of anthropic epipedon. This is very important, students. The epipedon which is found with the continuous farming means you should mention about the anthropic epipedon. So naturally it contains around 1,500 grams of citric acid soluble phosphorus. The distinct forms from which distinguishes from the Molik and Umbric epipedon. This is not available in a Molik epipedon. Molik and epipedon is 1,000. This citric acid is absent in these two horizons, Molik and Umbric. But in case of surface, this is completely found by the human interference, continuous farming. That's why this is called as the anthropic. Anthropic, generally anthropic, this is anthropic, like this word came, means generally you can decide it as a human interference. We'll see next. Orchic is one type of epipedon, a surface horizon that fails to meet the definition of any other epipedons because it is too thin or too dry. It is completely too thin or very dry, that remains dry for more than 3 months in a year, has too high color value. Generally, how much color value it is will be more 6 or 6.4 in dry conditions, or in chroma it will be 4.4 to 4.0 or more. So it contains very less percentage of organic matter, or both massive and very hard. The organic matter massive and hard, or very hard when dry. Structure, I'm mentioning about structure, does not have any rock structure, does not include finely stratified crushed sediments. This is what is complete, that this, due to this finely stratified flush materials, it completely differs from the other epipedons. Whereas orchic epipedon includes origins of organic material that are too thin to meet the requirements of the histidine and polycystic epipedons. It also have some organic material, students, but it is very thin, very thin. That's why it is unable to fulfill the characteristics of the histidine and polycystic epipedon. It is neither has a rock structure nor include a finely stratified fresh sediment. Just repetition of this previous point. And it can't become an AP directly over such deposits. So naturally, this type of origins we can't keep under the plow situation. AP means plow layer, students. AP means, you remember AP notation came, that's completely a plow layer. Whatever we are using plowing, that is called the plow layer. So this is called regarding orchic epipedons. Quite similar, but quite, I can't say quite similar. It cannot be compared with other epipedons, but due to very thin nature, is unable to fulfill the characteristics of the stick and holistic epipedons. Next, plagion. This is formed by this continuous it is also quite similar to the anthropic. It is the thickness of it will be more than 50 centimeter surface area produced by the long and continued manuring with a sword. It can be easily identified by the artifacts such as bits of bricks, pottery, etc. throughout the directive. It's only in this epipedon you can see some difference. Some bricks will be there, some pottery pebbles will be there. Sometimes you can see some construction materials will be available in this type of plagian epipedons. Mostly this one also plagian also are formed by the man-made surface origins. Anthropic is different, that is found due to the continuous cultivation. It is found due to the continuous manures. In this particularly in this type of epipedon, we can see some bits of brick, some we can see bricks, some pottery, some different artifacts. We can see mostly this archaeology department people, they are much familiar with this type of plagian epipedons. Next, Grossernic. Very simple, one line, a sandy origin, 100 centimeters thick over an argillic origin. What is argillic origin, students? We will see what is argillic. These are Grossernic. It's completely a sandy origin, very thin one. It's very 100 centimeters means it's very difficult. We can see just very thin one, 100 centimeters means 100 centimeters of thick. You can see immediately above the argillic origin. Argillic is a endopedon, students. We will read in the next student. So above the endopedon, you can see this Grossernic epipedon. Next, endopedons. Right now we are going to see about the endopedons. Up to here we have completed the epipedons. If you have any questions regarding epipedons, we can clear, and later on we can go to endopedons. As per the Greek, endos means endodermis, another meaning subsurface or deep-seated, and pedon soils. This is the meaning. Endo means inside. Inside the what is the subsurface origins. So any questions regarding epipedons? I hope no. I'll continue I will continue the lecture of endopedons. So endopedons naturally includes the lower parts. It is included the lower part. There are totally 19 endopedons, out of which only 8 epipedons are present in India. Only 8 epipedons are present in India. So we will see what are the different types of endopedons, and we will see what are the different characteristics. What are those endopedons? Please note down, students. This terminology is very important. Endopedon. Very first one is argillic. You will see this. Another one is natric. Another one is urgic. Another one is candic. Another one is spodic. Later on it is sombric, cambic, oxic, sulfuric, salic, classic, albic, glossic, calcic, gypsic, petrocalcic, petrogypsic, fragipan, uripan. Yeah, that's one. That's all, students. So these are the endopedon, students. Remember, and please note down this one. You try to utter these words: argillic, natric, urgic, candic, spodic, sombric, cambic, oxic, sulfuric, salic, classic, albic, glossic, calcic, gypsic, petrocalcic, petrogypsic, fragipan, and uripan. These are the different types of endopedons as per the USDA pedagogical classification. We Indians will follow only USDA pedagogical classification. Okay, we'll see the next. We will see one by one. We will see what are those things. Very first one, students. Argillic origin. So, students, naturally, this is found due to the elevation depositions only. It's a completely silicate enriched subsurface origin formed by the elevation of the clay. Remember, this terminology is very important. A complete silicated clay enriched subsurface origin formed by the elevation of clay. This origin is completely formed by the elevation clay. Here, see, I'm showing this whitish layer is there now. This is called the elevation. Mostly these are the argillic origin. You can see in alphesols. There is one order in soils that is called alphesols. In alphesols, you can see the argillic origin. And this you can see in this type of we can see completely there is a fine clay. Due to the presence of fine clay, there will be a downward movement of percolation of water will be there, and due to this downward percolation, you can see some curtains or pet faces on the clay skins, or you can see curtains, pet faces on the walls. What are those curtains and actually this type of situation, students? You can see some depositions. See curtains I mentioned here, na. This type of situation, this type of small deposits is there, na. Those are called the curtains of pet pellets or clay skins. Naturally, in general, B horizon that is less than 1.2 times much clay content, as some origins are above 3% more clay. So this is the measurable character students, which has a less than 15% or 8% more clay if the elevate layer has a more than 4%. In general, if any B horizon has these characteristics, what are the characteristics? 1.2 times as much as clay content, as more clay content as some horizons are above, or 3% or more clay content if alluvial layer is less than, if the alluvial layer is less than 15% is less clay, or 8% or more clay if alluvial layer has a less than 4 clay. Please read this sentence, students. Because if alluvial has some amount of clay, the elevation layer has this much amount of clay. That is what I'm mentioning in this origin. So that time we can say that B origin or this type of conditions prevail means we can say that is called the argillic origin. Naturally, it should be less than 1/10 of the overall origins, or it's more than 15 centimeters thick. Naturally, it should be around 15 centimeters thick. You can see almost it is near to the 15 centimeters thickness. For instance, it is overlaying alluvial or more than 180 thickness, then the argillic must be 18 centimeters. Actually, overall students, overall this thickness will be argillic will be around 18 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 15 to 18 centimeters thickness will be there. Mostly this formed due to the process of elevation of the above layers. This is very important, student, regarding argillic origin. Actually, this is found by the elevation of the clay. Elevation of above origins, it is found leads to the argillic origin. So the cations means these are called the cations. We'll see what is next one. Natric. Natric, student, you can say this completely sodium dominated. In this type, we can see some. It is similar to the argillic origin, but only difference is that here you can see some high amount of sodium. See this whitish color. This whitish color is due to the because of the sodium dominance. It is a more sodium dominance, and it has completely with sodium. We can naturally we can say other bases also like magnesium, calcium. We can say it leads to the more magnesium, calcium also will be present almost, and it has some columnar prismatic structure also. If you see the structure, you can see some columnar prismatic structure also. So naturally, natric means sodium dominated horizon. You please remember that one. Just you remember high sodium clay enriched horizon. Okay, this is a keyword for you regarding the natric origin. It's quite similar to the argillic, but sodium is dominated here. Next one. Ergic origin. Naturally, students, is directly formed under the plow layer. Plow layer means APO. It is also an alluvial origin, student. Naturally, it is also an alluvial origin. Alluvial origin of a clay silt and formed directly. This is completely formed directly under the cultivation origin. It has a thickness. How much it will be there? The thickness will be around 10 centimeters or more 5% or more volume of wormholes. Wormholes means we can see some disturbance by the earthworms, some other biological organisms. So this is formed under the plow origin. Ergic means is completely formed under the plow plow origin, student. Around it will be around 10 centimeters thick. Ergic is a subsurface origin. Remember, students, please remember what is surface origin, which one is subsurface origin. Please remember. There will be some questions regarding with this terminologies. Next one is sporic origin. Now we will see what is the sporic origin. A humus or sesquio oxides enriched subsurface origin with or without iron. So these are called the sporic origin. Underlining on, it is completely on where it will be present under the O or under the plow layer AP or even under the alluvial origin. It is E origin. It may, however, defend the imbric epipedon. They have read what is imbric epipedon. It is more than how much percentage saturation? More than umbric epipedon. What is the saturation condition?
Less than 50% base
50%?
saturation.
Yeah, okay. Less than 50%. There are many specific limits dealing with some limitation will be there while dealing with aluminium, iron, organic matter, clay ratio, depending upon whether the overlaying origin is virgin or less. There will be some practical difficulties while doing this overlaying. In general, formed in where it will form. It is formed in the cold and humid regions, sometimes in temperature regions. A sporic origin must have around 85% or more sporic material in the layer, and it is not in the part of thick or in plow layer. This origin may not be in a part of plow layer. Such origins rarely observed. Mostly this type of origins very rarely observed. Mostly we can see in Himalayas regions. So mostly You can see some Himalayas do not meet all the requirements of podic origin. Mostly this type of origins you can't expect to see in Indian conditions. Mostly you can see only in Himalayas. So another one is Sombric horizon, students. Sombric, it is a free drained horizon located under the albic horizon. As a color, we will see albic horizon as a colors, darkness, and base saturation like a imbric epipyramid. It will just looks like imbric. It will be similar to like this, students. If you see any area, any temperate area in the construction, in road constructions, you can see this type of difference. You can see some small difference. It's formed due to the elevation of humus, neither associated with aluminum. That humus may be associated or may not be associated. And you cannot see the origin not disappeared by the sodium. Mostly with aluminum as a humus in the porphyric origin, maybe origin it has a CEC, it has a very high CEC in its clay and high base saturation of the status of natric origin. Actually it may have a high CEC, high natric origin. It is a free drain origin located under the albic origin. Simply you remember this line. Remember this line, you can understand what is a sombric origin. This is regarding with the sombric origin. Each and every
Sir.
origin has some linkage strengths. We just comparing that. And cambic origin, students, cambic is nothing but it's completely alteration. There is a complete alteration of B origin. We can see some physical alteration, or sometimes the movement or chemical weathering will take place. Sometimes the alteration may not be completely enough, not enough to destroy the original nature of the volcanic glass or alopine. What are the materials of feldspar or mica? Similarly, elevation of oxides, humics, and should not be enough well qualified for its argillic or sporic origin. Due to this, there is no enough strength to alter the things. That's why it is unable to qualify for the argillic and sporic epipyramid. Due to this very slow destruction or a slow weathering process of volcanic and alpine situation. Actually, is extremely variable mineralogy because of phytogenic youthfulness. As I said, it is very young in nature. You cannot see much alteration in the original material. It will be very young and very youthful. It occur under the wide different environmental may develop in presence or absence of fluctuation of groundwater. Completely, this maybe this sometimes it may develop by the under absence or presence of the some difference in the groundwater. How much thickness it will be there? It will be around 15 centimeters thickness. Shows evidence of removal of carbonates and or gypsum. Actually, while this thickness, we can see some this characteristic. What are those? What are the characteristics? We can see some carbonates and gypsum will be removed. They will remove. You can see that evidence. That means it does not meet the requirement. So it does not meet any requirement of AP or endopyrons. This is some. This can be origin, students. For understanding, I will say only one thing. Alteration will be very less. The phytogenic process actually is formed by some physical alteration of the origin, and this alteration was very slow and not enough to completely destroy the original character of that particular material. Naturally is formed by the elevation process. That's why it's very young, very youthfulness. That's why it's unable to qualify for the argillic or sporic epipyramid. It is quite similar, but we can compare with argillic or sporic epipyramid when when there is a complete destruction, completely alteration of this volcanic glass or whatever the material present in that particular soil. This is regarding the cambic horizon. Next one, candic horizon is completely another scenario. Here you can see it is low active clay activity of clay with or without clay curtains. Clay curtain means just I saw in the previous images. Now you can see very low clay curtain. It has an appearance of CEC of less than or equal to 16 centimeters more, and pH will be around 7. And effective CEC, ECEC means, students, actually, you know what is? Do you know that saturation paste extraction in laboratory? Any of you have did saturation paste extraction in your BSc? Does anyone have did? Just we will take one 200-300 grams of soil. We'll add some water, and we'll mix it in like a very slurry. In that we will add the complete slurry in one Buckner funnel, suction funnel. It will suck all the water.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen? Have you anybody did this?
Yes, sir.
This is saturation paste extraction. We will say that. In that extraction, if you see the pH, that is called the PHE, ECE. That is called the effective. In CEs, if you see the CEs in that water, that is called the effective E. That is called the effective CEC, students. In effective CEC, we can see it is less than 12 centimoles per we can see. That is called effective CEC, that is the meaning. So naturally it shows some clay content increasing in upper borders, which is more than 12 point as per the clay content. In vertical section, we can see less than or equal to 15 centimeters. So naturally we can see it shows no stratification or underlying core structure. It has a regular decrease in organic carbon content with increasing soil depth. It is a complete natural. It is natural, but naturally, if we go very deep into the soils, we can't expect any organic carbon. Organic carbon will be reduced if we go in deeper and deeper into the soils. Regarding with oxic origins, complete weathered, is completely saturated. It's very rich in iron and aluminium oxides, completely dominated with 1:1 type of clay mineral from where silica has been leached. Naturally, this completely silica has been leached. What are the measurable characteristics? It will be around 30 centimeters thick and a sandy loam or fine in texture. Domination of a very low charged clay material, that is 1:1, such as kyanite will be there, with an apparent CEC of less than 16, where 16 will be the less than P, and pH will be around 7, and your CEC will be around 12 or sometimes less than 12. There is an increase in clay content gradually than candic origin. Here you can see some increase in clay content when compared to candic origin. It's less than 10% weathering available. By you can see weathering condition also will be less than 10% weather material in fine fractions. You can see less than 10% fine fractions only we can see in oxic origin. Oxic origin name itself we can understand is completely enriched with iron and aluminium oxides. Next one is called, students, sulfuric origin. I think have you read about the acid sulfate soils? Acid
Yes, sir.
sulfate soils. Yes. In acid soil, these comparable with the acid sulfate soils. A mineral or organic soil that is 50 centimeters or more thick has a pH of less than or equal to 3.5 within 1:1 soil water. You know what is 1:1 soil water combination that is toxic to the plant. The origin has a yellow color mottles. Mottles, this is called mottles with this type of yellow color. Mottles of gerosites and concentration. Mostly we can see acid sulfate soil, mostly the sulfuric. When it is in underwater, it is called a sulfidic, or when it is exposed to the site, it will convert into sulfuric, and that leads to a lot of problems. Sometimes we can see some this rotten egg smell also. We can see this type of origin is there, means you can smell that rotten egg smell. If it is exposed, you can smells that one. Though it can compare with that one. The sulfuric origin is completely, this pH is very less than or equal to 3.5, which is around 15 centimeters in thickness. It will be there. This is regarding the sulfuric origin. Next one is a salic origin, and this is formed by this origin. Salic origin is formed by because of accumulation of secondary accumulation of soluble salts like sodium chloride, sodium sulfide, etc. Due to the accumulation, the only solid at some depth. The origin, how much depth it will be there? It will be around thick with secondary soluble salts enriched with a 2% or 2%, and produce a thickness as per the alteration around 16 centimeters. So overall, for your understanding, it is formed by the accumulation of soluble salts of secondary accumulation of sodium salts like sodium chloride, sodium sulfate, etc. The salt content in terms of electronic conductivity in saturation test, that is called the ECE. Generally, we note it as ECE. How much it will be there? You can see more than 30 decisiemens per meter. Yes, students, if you take that particular layer, you can see, you can expect this much of ECE. It is almost very high, or sometimes produce ECE very thick. I think this is not 3, it is 3.0, students, not 3. Typing mistake, error will be there. Around thickness, naturally it will be around equals to 9, or sometimes equal to 9, 3 to 9 it will be there. So this is regarding with the salic origin. In salic origin, you have to remember only one thing, students: secondary accumulation of sodium water soluble salts. Just remember this one is enough for you. What is a salic origin? Next one is albic origin. Is albic origin an alluvial or bleached, completely bleached E origin of podzol and planozols. What is, you know what is a podzol, podzolization? It's the typical color value. How much it will be there? 5, or sometimes in moist conditions we can say around 4. The color largely implies that clay or free irons have been removed from the origin. Actually, this due to this the color is result of because the free iron is completely removed. In general, occurred below A origin. Under the, it is completely occur in A origin. Under the albic origin, mostly you can see under the albic origin. In general, you can see in general sometimes it may form under the argillic or candic or sporic, a candic origin, or even under the fragipan origin also. You can see like this. It's completely false. It may lie between the argillic and candic also. Sometimes it may observe the argillic, and fragipan it may lie between the sporidic and argillic also. That depends upon the conditions. Sometimes it may present under the any in between any of the different endopedons. This is regarding the albic origins. In albic origins, you can see it is found. It is a bleached origin of podzoles and planozoles. Remember this top plate. That's it. Next one. Glossic origin. Glossic origin is an origin which shows actually it will complete shows albic origin characteristic gradually enduring into the argil. So first it shows some albic origin characteristics, and later some it slowly comes close to the argillic or candic origin, candic or natric origin. It developed as a result of degradation of argillic, natric, and candic origin. Remember this one, student. This is completely formed by due to the degradation of argillic, natric, and candic origin, from which clay and free iron oxides are removed. It is a 5 centimeters. It is a 5 naturally. How much it will be? Around 5 centimeters thickness contains some alluvial part, consists of 15 to 80% of glossic origin or alluvial part. Okay, these are the measurable soil characteristics. For understanding, it is developed by the degradation of argillic, anatric, and candic origin. That is called the glossic origins. The next one is calcic origin. Actually, calcic origin, the name itself it says that it's the alluvial origin with secondary calcium and or magnesium carbohydrates enriched with materials. Is around 15 centimeters thickness it will be there, or there will be 15% of accumulation of calcium or magnesium carbonates will be there. At least a 5% of more soluble carbonates that underlying the origins. Naturally, it is a calcium origin, calcic origin. Naturally, if they ask an alluvial origin, secondary clay and magnesium carbonates material, accumulation of carbonates of calcium and magnesium means you can say this as a calcic origin. Calcic origin, it is very easy. Generally, if we can easily observe the calcic origin, there will be some whitish representation will be there. Next one is gypsic. Gypsum is different from calcium. Remember, student, calcium, sorry, calcic and gypsic is very different. Here, gypsum is very dominated here. The elevation with secondary calcium and magnesium sulfate enriched material is more than 15 centimeters thickness. It contains less than 5% of gypsum. Sorry, less or more, at least or not less, at least 5% gypsum will be available here in gypsic origin. Gypsic origin is completely dominance of gypsum. It contains at least 5% gypsum will be present there. Next one is petrocalcic. Petrocalcic is indurated of calcium or calcic origin, cemented by the carbonates with or without silica. It's completely with or completely indurated with calcium with or without silica. It has a thickness of how much thickness? It will be around 10 centimeters or more, and hardness of 3 or more. In Mohs scale, actually they will calculate the Mohs scale calculate the hardness of particular mineral, and whose one half or more dry fragments break down in acid but not with water. Naturally, these fragments is done, these whitish fragments. These fragments are break down only with acids, not with the water. Its thickness around it will be around 10 or more. It's completely indurated with the calcium origin, cemented by the carbonates with or without silica. There may be sometimes there may be silica or may not be a silica. That is this difference between calcic and petrocalcic. And petrogypsic, it is a strong cemented, students, or indurated gypsum origin whose dry fragments not slaked in water. Can't see any slaking in water. Slaking means that you know what is meaning of slaking. Slaking water. The origin is this. The origin is centimeters or more thick, and as per at percentage of more of gypsum content, very thickness it will be there. Gypsum content in percentage it will be more than 150 or more. You can see 150 meter is very more. It's very high amount of gypsum is available there. This is regarding petrocalcic. And plastic origin, this is completely permeable. It is around very less than 10 millimeter. Very less, very thin layer. A dark reddish brown black colored pan that is cemented by the iron or organic matter lies within 15 centimeters of the surface. Has a minimum thickness of 1 mm. Very minimum. It is very thin layer. Very thin layer, students. We can see this plastic origin. So this is what I'm mentioning about you. This is regarding in a short form, very short form. You can remember like this: epipedon, endopedon. So albic means strongly leachable E origin. Anthropic means people made, that is human made. Molic origin, so similar to that. Histic means organic soil surface underlain by the mineral. Melanic, thick black fragile found by the volcanic material. Malic means dark, friable, not strong in acid. Orchic means thin or light in color. Plugin means it will cost a human interference will be there. Umbric means acidic and dark. So this is epipedon in a single short line, students. If you remember this one is enough for you, you can easily tackle this lecture very easily in exam. So argic means tillage caused clay and humus accumulation naturally. And argillic means clay accumulation, that is elevation. Cambic, actually color or weakly developed. Cambic means very weakly developed. Candic means argillic, so similar to the argillic. Kaolin like clay will be present. Natric means complete argillic and high ESP. High ESP means more sodium concentration. So oxic is highly weathered. Sombric acid, it will be very acidic. Humus accumulation and tropic. And sporic, sporic means it's acidic, cool area and humus sp oxide accumulation. Calcic means high calcium carbonate. Gypsum means gypsic means high calcium sulfate. Remember the difference. Salic means there will be high salt. Sulfuric means high sulfates will be there. So just remember these one line answers. You can easily tackle what are the different types of questions you can bear it. So with this, I'm ending up my lecture. Thank you very much. If you have any doubt?
Sir,
Yes.
in plugin that is man-made with high organic content, sir,
Pardon?
or sod, it is given the last table. It is given plugin is the soil origin which is man-made with the high humus content, no, sir.
Plagian, where?
Last but one.
Plagian.
Yes, sir.
Human caused high humus. Yeah.
High humus. In main slide, it was there as a sod. Means like artifacts like bricks and pottery. Both are same, sir.
Plagian means high humus. Actually,
Because in Anthropic also we told that it is the farm. It is under continuous system of farming
it's a
that
continuous system of
involves
farming. Yeah.
high addition of organic matter.
Yeah.
Both are same, sir.
No, the same means see, I can't say same, but both are similar.
No, sir. I'm just asking that in the last slide it was given plugin. For
Yeah,
plugin it was
here you
given
can see it is a continuous system of farming involved here. You can see, yeah, this one.
An addition of the high organic matter, no, sir.
Large and
That is what.
addition of sometimes a compost, an addition of high organic matter. And this one, you are asking this one, plugin.
It is given as a sod, no, sir. Sods that include the bits of bricks and pottery, no.
It includes bits and it is an explanation for this. But
Means it is.
Here it is showing both are same.
Right. Not same, but it was given high humus there in plugin.
High humus, maybe this actually this slide. High humus means naturally. High humus means we are adding organic carbon, organic material, right?
Yes, sir.
Due to the decomposition that takes place, there will be a high humus. But remember this one. If you want both, I can't say both are no. I can't say both are same, but both are similar.
But how it is different from that, sir?
Here in plugin, while digging the you can see some man-made artifacts. You can see some bricks. We can see. You can see some old ancient pottery structures. We can see in this plugin types. But whereas in Anthropic, it's completely agriculture control. It's completely we are plowing, and we are adding some minerals or we are adding some. What do you say? We are adding some compost materials. Only that there is a very slight difference will be there, but looks very quite similar. Maybe here, maybe the author has some different idea regarding with the high humus, but you remember in this manner only.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
There will be sort of confusion between Anthropic and plugin also. Even you can see some comparison between argillic and other endopedons also. Any questions regarding? Any questions, students? Think how many students are there? Only 6. It's very bad, very bad. Only 6. Okay, if there is no questions, means I'm going to start asking. I'm going to start my poll. I'm going to ask the questions regarding with this lecture. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will ask some questions. Okay, answer for this. The lightest colored epipedon is. The lightest colored epipedon is. Remember, students, I may not be covered all the things, but try to put your answer here. The lightest colored epipedon is. Yes, very good. Okay, come on, come on. Should answer. Time is up. Yes, yes. Three more students. Please give your answer. Don't worry, the right or cut, that is different issue, because you are thinking BSc you may read only for exams, you have read diagnostic origins. You may not go this much deep. Okay, this is only for information. Please follow this. Please give your answer, no problem. If it is wrong means no problem. Okay, two more students. Okay, one more. One student was left out. Please give your answer. Come on, come on, come on. Who is that? One more student. One student was left out. Who is that? Okay, it's almost very delayed. Yeah, majority answered Archik. Yeah, answer is Archik. Very lightest color. Epipedon is Archik. Very lightest color. Remember students, very lightest color Epipedon is Archik. Second one, answer for this. Which of these diagnostic organs is a product of elevation? You should answer this. Which of these diagnostic organs is a product of elevation? Yeah, one answer. Five more. Which of these diagnostic organs is a product of elevation? Yes, yes. Two more students. Two. Go. Only two students have not answered yet. Who is that? Please answer. Two students. You are not giving answer. Please give your answer, please. Okay, it's almost 1 minute crossed. Yeah, four answered. Four are yes. It's argillic. Answer is correct. Answer is argillic. The product of elevation is completely argillic. Third one. Okay, student, this is a general question. Please answer. Very general question. The most common element, chemical element found in soil is aluminium, oxygen, sodium, and potassium. Which one? Which one, students? The most common chemical found in soil, aluminium, oxygen, sodium, or potassium. Which one? Naturally, this type of questions will come for your this agriculture field officer like that. Because agriculture field officer means it includes all subjects now, so they will only touch the basics. Which one? Aluminium, oxygen, sodium, or potassium? Three students have answered and three more students. Which one? Two students who didn't answer. Yes, one student. The most common chemical element found in soil is. One student didn't answer. Please give your answer. Okay, 1 minute crossed. Yeah, its answer is oxygen. Oxygen is a highly available in it's a plenty amount available in soil. Not aluminium, not sodium, or potassium. After oxygen, which element is available highly? Students, any idea? Second most available.
Silicon, sir.
Yes, silicon. Silicon is actually in your BSc first course, I think, fundamentals of soil science. They will say all these things. Chemical composition of soil. Okay, anyone? Anyhow? Now answer this. If you're properly following my classmates, you should answer this question. Which subsurface diagnostic origin would be most appropriate for soils in cool, humid regions? Please answer. Which subsurface diagnostic origin would be most appropriate for soils in cool and humid region? Please answer, students. Only one student were answering properly. Whether I'm teaching only for one student or how many students are there here? 6 or 6 students. Okay, come on, 3 are given. Very good. 3 more students. Good. 3 students. Time is going to running time. You're winding up the time. Please give your answer. Okay. 2 more students, please. Very good. One student. Think that last student. Who is that? Is it visible? The question is visible to that question. That student. Please give your answer. Okay, 1 minute crossed. Answer is sporadic. Majority of answer is sporadic. So only I think in this overall 6 students, only 4 students have properly listened to my class. Anyhow, next question. Fifth one. Okay, students. If you are really taking notes in front of your system, whether it's for mobile or laptop, you should answer this one. Select the one term that does not belong with the others. One term in this 4, one is not belongs to others. Which one? Umbric, histich, calcic, or molic? Which one? One term is not belongs to that. What is that? Umbric, histich, molic. Umbric, histich, calcic, and molic. Which one? Okay. Okay, so after completion of this question, I'm going to ask why it is. Okay, you should answer. First of all, give answers. Okay, I think 4 students have answered, 2 students didn't answer. Please give your answer. Okay, so in the meanwhile, you can give the feedback to me in your chat box regarding with this lecture, whether I want to improve more or I have to add something more. You can give the feedback in the chat box to my lecture, privately or public, that's your wish. Anyway, thank you, students. Almost more than 1 minute. Only 4 students have answered. Very good. Okay, students. 4 students have answered calcic. Overall 6 students here are there. Only 2 students were not given answer. Okay, students. Those 2 students, they don't. I hope they don't know answer. Can you say why calcic?
Others are epipedons.
Okay. What is calcic then?
Endopedon.
Yeah, this is what I need. This is what I need. Actually, the questions will be very easy, students. As I shown in my presentation, they may not ask what is the organic carbon content, what is upper layer, lower layer. You may not get all those things. Only those type of explanation should be is understandable or can be taken only by specific soil science person only. At around BSc level, they will ask only this type of questions. They will ask only terminology. Just remember terminology. You can give the feedback in the chat box, students, in the meanwhile of these questions. Okay, students, another one. A molic epipedon is an example of A or an. Which one? What is the example of molic epipedon? Chemical weathering process, typical parent material, soil farming factor, diagnostic origin. Very simple question, direct question. Nothing is there to think here. Please give your answer. 4 students, 2 students were missing. Yeah, finally 1 student came. And who is that 1 student who are not giving answers? Either he must be watching some other thing in mobile, or is not in the class, right? Anyway, 45, time is going to run out. 1 student, please give your answer. Okay, 1 minute is over. Yeah, it's a diagnostic origin. It's an example of diagnostic origin. Why is it a chemical weathering process? Read the options properly. In competitive exams, either you will do mistakes in very commonly one thing. Either you will read half question, or you read the complete question and you won't read the complete options. Just you will read the half of the question, and you will see one option. You will put that one, and that will be wrong, and you will lose mark. This is a common way. Actually, these are some silly drawbacks in the competitive exams. And then finally, seventh one. Okay, this is a repetition in a different mode. Please give answer. The process that create argillic origin is. Repeated question. Please answer. At least for this, I will get 6 out of 6. Only 3 came out of 6.
Sir,
Yes.
is there any epipedon that is most commonly found like that? Any bit is like that? Is there, sir?
I can't say common epipedons. Epipedons are completely depend upon the natural condition. Mostly you can see some argillic is we can see more. Mostly you can see. In coming to epipedons, that depends upon the climatic situation only. We can't
Like
say
that.
commonly. We can't say this one is very common. This one is very common.
Like India, we have subtropical. We are in subtropical, no, sir.
Pardon?
India is located in the subtropical, mostly tropical and subtropical climate, no, sir. We are having.
Yes.
So in that, what kind of epipedon can be found, sir?
Indian climate is
Like that.
can't give a complete question out now. Especially if you see some temperate regions. If you go to northeastern regions, there you can see a complete forestry area is there. You can see a lot of litter will be there. So actually there will be a complete organic matter will be there, and also in northeast we can see heavy rainfall. There will be a complete saturation with organic matter. So what do you call that epipedon? Complete saturation will be there.
Molik.
Malik, what's the second one I have given?
Second one,
epipedon I have said.
Histic, sir.
Holistic, hystic, yeah. So like that, if you see in some, oh, wait 1 minute, I will stop the question. I will stop the poll. The answer is elevation. Yeah, at the same time, if you see our in Andhra conditions, in Andhra Pradesh, in Srikakulam, that is the northern area, you can see some different climate, right? In Godavari district,
Yes.
Godavari Delta, you can see there is a continuous cultivation. Sometimes you can see three crops in a year. So
Yes,
there
sir.
is a chance of formation of which type of epipedon or endopedon. Continuous plowing conditions will be there.
If it is with addition of the organic matter, anthropic can be found.
Anthropy, yeah, naturally. So like this, we can't give in soil is very heterogeneous situation. Man. Soil is
Okay, sir.
very heterogeneous situation.
Okay, sir.
In 1 kilometer, you can find one type of character. Immediately, if you go to another area, and within a 5 meters or 6 meters area, you can see different situation.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So as you said, we can't give any commonly. We can't say okay, this area completely, this epipedon. We can't give that one. It's very
Okay,
difficult
sir.
in regarding with soil science.
Okay, sir. Like it's
Regarding with
given like soils, it is there, no, sir. Highest area of soil is occupied like by
that is
aluminum,
different.
laterite.
In that highest area, you are saying that highest area is occupied by the black soil or red soil, sandy soils. That is different. That
Like that only. I thought if there is any answer, any question
yeah,
like that.
that is physical condition. That is different. But this is pedological situation. It's
Okay, sir.
completely depend upon the natural condition. Even in forest area, you can see O horizon. But if we humans enter means what will happen? We'll destroy. We'll remove all the O horizon. We'll start plowing and we put all our external seeds, everything. We develop our own natural. Naturally, the epipedon will be disturbed and we will form a new epipedon. That is a different situation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And finally, eighth one. Right. Answer this. Which of these diagnostic organs is not an epipedon? Not an epipedon. Which one? Embrake, argillic, archic, or hystic? Two students, three students. Okay, two more. Two students didn't give answer. Please give your answer. Okay, time up. 1 minute. So I'm giving 1 minute, but in competitive exam, you should be in seconds. Should be very fast in giving answers. So anyway, the answer is argillic. So restaurombric, orchichistic, or all are from epipedons. But argillic is an endopedon, which is formed due to the elevation process. Okay. So with this, I think 1 minute. Okay, students, and right with this. Okay, students, with this, I'm completing my lectures. So this is the last one. Please give your feedback. With this, I completed my diagnostic origin class. And in next class, we will see the classification. Then what are the different type of classification there in earlier in classification, and later on we will see the orders. What are the different type of soil orders? Okay, after, so with this we are very close. And after completing that taxonomy, classification, etc., we will see the survey. What are the different type of surveys are there? What is the different type of surveying methods are there? We will see the surveying, and we will see whether in your syllabus there is a remote sensing or not. If there is remote sensing, we'll take one lecture. It is very small lecture. With that, we will complete the pedology. Pedology will be completed. So in soil science, I hope I'm giving a proper information regarding with pedology. Thank you, students. You can leave, now you can leave the channel. Thank you.